we have so many programs that we have inherited from our ancestors that being rich is not safe.
Yeah.
With big money comes big problems.
Yeah.
Money is bad. Money is the source of evil. So all this artificial programs being injected in our DNA, and we have misconception of money.
Welcome back to the New Earth. We're excited to share with you anything, because whatever comes through us is the first time we've heard it ourselves. So what we're sharing with you, we're hearing it for the first time. It's really
so true.
That's how we do these things. So yeah, we're really excited to share with our guests who we had before, Dilyara, our very close friend, on our last video, Ancient Civilizations, which did really well. And we're going to go into some pretty trippy subjects, right?
It feels like it's time now to start challenging the status quo, and people have a lot of questions. So we feel it's important to hold the space for answers, and if there are answers, and it feels like there are, we want to share them, because the more certainty we can give, the more certainty we all have, the easier we can make decisions.
Yeah, and so especially right now, and I want to just lead you into what we're going to talk about, there's a lot of uncertainty out in the marketplace. People don't know there's a shift of power. The world is dividing. It's a scary time. And with so much uncertainty, you may be seeking for answers. I know we are trying to make an understanding from a 5D perspective. And that's a whole story in itself. There's the 3D, which you're, maneuvering around at the moment. And then there's something higher, which really is a divine purpose, a divine order of what's going on. So what we're here to do is really give you that security and that safety so that you can navigate through these times in the best way possible. And we feel Dilyara, who's had some downloads regards to the economy, and we want to focus around that on this one, and we've got other videos we'll do after in other subjects. So Dilyara, over to you. What would you like to share?
Thank you guys, first of all, having me here.
Pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share all this information that I've been channeling for this past 2 years. Yeah, and it's quite interesting. I remember in 2021 in July, for the first time I have channeled about the new quantum financial system that is coming in, and all what I have heard channeled in that moment was a bit crazy. Yeah. And for me it was not easy to share it with the group, because at that time nothing like this would be on the horizon. So one of the messages was that the first thing that will change is the economy system.
It's changing already.
Because this is the first thing that's makes people corrupted, I guess, because in the beginning the understanding of money was misused.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it made it everyone knows what money did. Yeah, it's not the money did, it's just our attitude to it, how it changed, the intentions. Yes.
Well, the system seems more about profit over people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so much evidence to support this now.
Yeah, and our Earth is an abundant planet. We have more than enough for every human being to live a very good life, but somehow we have this unbalanced state now, where the West has overconsumption and overproduction of things, where in another part of the world people don't have things to eat. There is no access to the potable water even, it's just like this disbalance, and
Absolutely.
It's very extreme difference. So why is this happen? Because the abundance, the wealth is not equally distributed.
That's for sure.
And why is that? So if you go all the time, why, the first thing it goes greed. So there is a little percentage of people, the privileged people on the earth, that controls the 90% of the wealth of the planet. That they decide, okay, now is it's time for the war, so we create that war because they want to make more money and make more speculations. Now this is time for the financial crisis, let's make it that, so they make more money out of it, so they play with all these things. So now, and all this economy thing were based on the false foundation that now with the vibration increasing, it's just collapsing.
Yes,
Wow.
the illusion, the concept of what money is. I mean, look, you got WEF, you got Davos, you got all these meetings, Bilderberg Group. People can say, conspiracy theorists and things like this, but it gets to the point where it's so in your face that you can't ignore it anymore. The corruption. We're going to do a video actually about the election of 2020 with the film 2000 Mules. We'll talk about it after. But there's so much evidence to support what you're saying, that this is all built on an illusion. And I think the veil is being lifted.
Yeah.
And the whole system is built with everybody's veil over their eyes.
Yeah.
So how do you see the transition, and what's it going to transition you into?
So first of all, for the new to come, the old has to be demolished. So on the ruins of the old, the new system can sprout, and it's coming already this year. As the guide says, and it's going to be very transparent, honest, where everyone will have an access to that abundance. So there is not going to be anyone privileged in this system. It's going to be everything transparent, and the wealth for everyone, whoever wants to be abundant. And in the new earth, it's all about being abundant. So there's going to be no issue anymore with scarcity of money. The new luxury will be the creativity, because there will be enough money for everyone. So this is what is coming. I don't know how it's going to be.
Gonna say, how is it possible?
How is it possible? But something big is coming, and we're not going to wait for long.
Yeah, well, if like anything, the universe needs a vacuum. So once everybody sees, and that system is built under an illusion disappears, a vacuum will need to be created for something new to be filled.
Yeah.
What that is, obviously, we don't know because we're not. We don't have a crystal ball, but it does feel like we're transitioning towards that vacuum.
Yes.
Soon happening.
Filled, yeah.
The old way how the economy was existing is not sustainable at all. I was only one. It was a pyramid, no. So like on the top of the pyramid, people were privileged, no. So getting all what they need, and there is in the bottom, people are working, and not even having enough to live good, like to have a normal life.
It's like there's people who are going to be scared right now, but it's the majority of people, the system doesn't work for them anyway. So obviously for those at the top, yes, it's scary times because the truth is, shining through. So what do you say to anybody who's watching this right now, wherever they are, who is in the place where the system, it works for them, but it could work better? They may be scared, they may not be scared. How would you help them transition through this?
First of all, not to panic.
Panic's never a good idea.
First of all, not to panic, and secondly, start really taking care of their own energy, because the first thing that they have to understand to be abundant is that money is the energy. They say like money attracts money, but if you translate it, energy attracts energy. So the more they focus on raising their frequencies, and they have more trust in this divine plan, you will see how magically everything will be unfolding. And for those who are more practical, I think it's better now not to invest. It's time to like hold on and just observe what's going on in the global arena, and because nothing is going to be stable now. So 22, 23, 2024 is going to be 3 years of restructuring all this economy system.
Well, look, we're not financial advisors. We're more like energy advisors.
Yes. So energetically speaking about that.
That's incredible. So, with regards to the new system, like, we've got cryptocurrency, we've got all these different... My head, I still can't get my head around all these new systems, and I know I shouldn't go near them. But it's so true what you said. Once you invest in yourself, and we just did a video about self-love, you know, these are the very things to have you become aware that the best investment you'll ever make through this time is in yourself, right?
Yeah.
Not in a financial market that it has so much uncertainty. The only certain thing I know for myself is investing in myself, and whatever comes out of that, I'll know how to protect myself and my family.
Being adaptable.
And first, like the most important thing is just clear that the program of scarcity, which is illusional.
And I think it's easier to clear the program of scarcity when you start to change your value scale, and instead of putting the value on the outside, like you said earlier, and into tangible things, you're putting the value onto almost like this NFTs almost, of your own integrity, of your own honor, of your honesty, of all the characteristics that make you an outstanding human being. Because you know that your looks can go, your money can go, your security can go, but if you are really investing and staying true to what a human being you are, it will reflect back by kind of like aligning to that energy, showing in your universe that you are protected and looked after. It seems to me this is the safest way to go about it, because I'm seeing people that have a lot of money but have no morals and no integrity going down so fast. And I see people who don't have all of these things on the outside, but they stayed good human beings and they're committed to that. And I see them being protected and rising up. Yeah. That's just how I see and it's accelerated. Everything that you are is showing up so fast. So we were just talking about it earlier about Dubai. Dubai has this amazing quality of speeding up your karmic processes so that you can clear your karma as soon as possible and you can step into your fountain of abundance as soon as possible. It's easier for us to talk about this from the space like Dubai, because Dubai really shows us that what is possible. Now, if you're going to Europe, I mean, not trying to bash anyone, but if you're going to Europe, if you're going anywhere else, they're in such a turmoil, they can't align to that energy, because the energy is picking itself up from those places and it's taking itself elsewhere. That's how it feels.
It's degrading in places in Europe. We've done a lot of traveling recently, and it feels like they're stuck and they've reached their capacity and there's only so much room that they can grow, and the power is shifting whether you like it or not. Energy will go wherever there's vacuums. And what I've noticed with regards to the systems that are going on now and the countries of where we're living in, that if you are abusing your wealth and if you are a taker, then the universe will take. And it's happening right now. The shift is happening because there's a universal law.
What is that law?
It takes over.
What is that law?
Define the law.
What?
The universal law. What is that law?
Universal law for what?
Yeah, of giving and taking.
It's all about balance. It's the same. We are breathing, inhale and exhale. You can't only giving. You can't only live exhaling. Yeah. You have to inhale as well. So it's all about balance. And when you only take and take, one way or another, you have to pay it back in other aspects of your life. Yes. And usually you pay it back from the place where you value more. So that's why it's very important.
Yes. It's from their fear they're taking in the first place, so they have to confront that fear 100-fold, right? Whatever they think they were honest. I'm talking politicians who are potentially very corrupt. The fear comes out that they actually are dishonest, liars, corrupt, and and it will come out in all the papers. So it's the shame, right?
Everyone will be seeing the news. Big truths will be unveiled where all these big corporations will be ashamed of what they've been doing. So everything will be just coming out to the surface. So it's clearly will change a lot of things in people's mind. So hopefully, and we are so lucky to be now and witness all these big changes and be a part of it.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, what a time we live in. I just want to, before we tie this up, I want to go back to your original thing, which was the quantum
financial system,
so
QFS.
What does that mean?
It means, so it's going to be a new platform where everything is going to be super transparent, and which is going to eliminate the corruption. And the guys were telling, we tried so many other ways to, somehow to find a way how to eliminate this corruption, and they tried so many other ways, and they said no, it has to be the complete transparency.
Well, you could actually compare it a little bit with the internet coming into our reality, right? When the internet came into our reality, it gave us a different dimension, a new dimension of energy exchange, information exchange, information storage. It gives it gives a chance to actually experience the world on a completely new level. Perhaps it feels to me from what you're describing, this is the new level, this is a new dimension, almost like what the internet did for us. It's going to become this new energy bank.
Like AI.
Exactly. The currency will change, and I felt like the existing fiat currencies now, somehow something will happen that's
gone.
Yeah, it's going to be gone.
I feel the same. I don't know what that means, obviously, at home, but it feels like the fiat currency in the way it is doesn't work for majority of people.
The value of money is going, like everything about the money is going to change. Everything is going to change. And, when we have so many programs about money and our ancestors being, beaten if they are rich, they've been, and we have so many programs that we have inherited from our ancestors that being rich is not safe.
Yeah.
With big money comes big problems.
Yeah.
Money is bad. Money is the source of evil. So all these artificial programs being injected in our DNA, and we have misconception of money that is now going to change.
Wow.
Yeah, because money is the energy that is going to set the balance. So the new earth is all about changing. The first thing that's going to change is attitude with money and abundance, with this quantum financial system.
So I mean, look, that's an economy and money. It's not usually my forte to be able to talk about it, but when you talk from an energetic point of view and the feedback and evidence of what we've seen, it goes about saying, I personally want a transformation. Yes, it's scary. Change is always scary, but when it's for the better and it's in the betterment and more just and fair, and this is what the New Earth stands for, then I am all about that. Whatever it is, if it's painful for those at the top who are that attached to money, I'm sorry, it's going to be painful for you, but you shouldn't have your attachment to money. Mm-hmm. If you have your attachment to money, this whole process will be devastating. This is when you need to shift your focus towards self-love, yourself, your community, and how to better people.
It's very important what you're saying, because the energy of the money is so powerful. And have you noticed there was a person, let's say example, who didn't have enough money, and suddenly one day something, he won the lottery or fortune, he made some big deal, and somehow you can see that person completely change and lost that true essence of who he was.
Because money owns him, not him.
Exactly. So to be abundant, you really need to have this strong core where you use money as the energy to, create more.
It's like, I remember doing this thing called, when I first got into self-development, this millionaire mindset, it was called. This 3-day seminar. It was crazy. They sold you a lot of stuff, but what you learned there was insane. And I remember describing the roots of a tree, and you are the roots, and with money you grow into a tree, and you are the roots, and the more money you're given, you are that tree. What kind of fruits come out of it? Is it beautiful fruits or is it toxic fruits? It just expands who you already are, right? Money,
it's like a magnifying glass.
It's a magnifying glass, and it flushes you out. And some people who are toxic because of abuse and trauma from their childhood and the way they were conditioned and brought up, when they're given money, it's just power. It's to suppress. It really is. It just shows you who you truly are at the core. And if we start to detach ourselves from money and looking at glorifying, oh, you got that car, or you got this, or you got that, I'm jealous of this. When we start looking at the qualities, going, wow, I'd rather look at them and go, how much do you give? That is what the cool thing. Not money. That's not cool at all. But how much do you give? Like, you do that. That's cool. Like, that's what I want to see out there. People, how much they give, how good they are, decent people, and what they give to the communities. That should be the new cool. We should be sitting out there, not society telling us money and this is what you need. And we are supporting that system because we believe in that illusion that profit is important, that money is important. But no,
that your self-worth is directly correlated to how much money you have.
Yeah,
that's the biggest
I
illusion.
think if we start really taking money as the energy, not more than that, I think the whole world will change.
And knowing that energy is available at any time.
Exactly. it's like a, and you know, these birds, the birds, it's the pure representation of the abundant beings. The bird never, are scared of, oh my God, what I'm gonna eat today.
It's true.
You know, for them, for the birds, the it's abundance of food from
You
everywhere.
could talk about pigeons in London.
Exactly.
They always find whatever it is. And I've seen them eat some really dodgy stuff.
So we really should think it in a way that the whole world is abundance.
Yeah, exactly. Some are more abundant than others,
that's
but
the
that comes
biggest
down to
illusion.
self-love.
That's the biggest illusion, that there is a separation between you and abundance. And there's this whole conditioning between for you to get from point A to point B, where you actually have already got it inside. But it's so difficult for us being humans, coming from the 3D perspective, where we need, confirmation, some tangible confirmation about the fact that we have that. Because, so many people could argue now and say, look, you guys are speaking like cool stuff, but like, I don't see how it can work in my life, for example, right? So, because for them, it's like, well, I don't have any money, but how am I going to be acting abundant if I don't have any money? So I think, it's still a little bit of a way for people to start recognizing the direct correlation about their self-belief and the life that they're leading.
I've had to do that for myself in order to get to that place. Not having it
go?
And go, so. Working to that place, and it takes journalism. It does take this conviction of yourself.
It takes journalism.
You're journaling every day, right? Not journalism like going out there.
And
Some
trust.
dodgy journalisms at the moment. I mean, good God. More Truth TV needs to be out there for sure. But, it takes a responsibility to protect your energy and what you put into your mind, what you put into your body. When you start going from a high vibration, you start to really surround yourself with listening to really cool stuff and, manifestation, abundance, and you start to come from that place. Don't worry about how. It will take care of itself. And it's a collective consciousness. If all of us are doing that, that new system will show up that is fair and just, because we'll feel it, right? This quantum
Financial system.
QFS.
QFS.
The QFS. So
I can't wait to hear more about this, and this is what we're going to do our next videos on.
Yeah.
Because this is just something to leave our audience with, to even digest that there's idea that this is not the end. That's what we want to leave them with, right?
Yeah. And this year, people will hear about this new quantum financial system that is coming, and at 23, 24, it will be developing, and 25 people will not recognize the life which was 5 years ago. It will look like a stone age.
Really?
Wow.
I feel it's already
Proper
weirdly.
upgrade.
Yes, how we were living like that, how we were living with this
and it will happen like
burden.
this.
Yes,
like
it will.
Dubai, in 50 years, this place was a desert. Collective consciousness all together, what we can create, wow, we can certainly make that happen.
Look, from 2020, how many things have happened. And the speed accelerated. Now we are everything happening with the speed of light.
Sure.
even more.
Time is an illusion in itself.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
you'll be
brings a little
surprised.
bit of confusion, because a majority of people are still with that pace, and they go, oh my god, all the time. They a bit get difficult for them to align with this tempo, the new speed.
Well, guys, look, I mean, this is a lot of new stuff coming up, and I don't want to overwhelm you, but I'd love to know your questions. Whatever's come up for you, just throw it down in the comments. If you need explanation on something, what is this new system? What does that mean for me? Whatever it is, we will do our best to comment on the comments and do videos if there's a couple of questions that keep popping up to help answer any uncertainties you have, and let us know if you want Dilyara to talk about anything else specifically. And if you want us to talk about anything specifically. So thank you so much for tuning in and catching this. And there's a lot for us to think about now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, most of all, thank you for your attention. We know how valuable it is. It's the most valuable thing that you have, actually, is your attention, your focus. And you have chosen to spend it with us. So we are truly grateful. And we know that it's going to come back to you tenfold. So, blessings.
Thank you.
And
Much love.
thank you so much for being here.